What is up, guys? So I've been hearing a lot of people say radiation. I've been hearing a lot about radiation. If you mean cosmic rays, um, yes, I think there's a lot of radiation coming in through the atmosphere. Um, as far as radiation, um, if that's what you mean, I mean, yes, I can agree to that. But I made a video like this before. Now let me make it again because I want to, let's think logically and realistically. And some people might not like this video. Some people might not like what I have to say about it. But let me present it to you. If you don't want to hear it, you don't have to watch it. We always don't have to agree. It's definitely an idea that I have. Because my ideas aren't exactly like everybody else's. And the way I always see it, if everybody says it's the same thing, then that's probably what they want you to say. Does that make sense? Because at first, everybody used to say it was these things, and that they were creating fake clouds, and that it had to be weather control, and all that good stuff. And that there were it was some kind of clouds making, or that they were controlling the weather, and that it had to have been chemtrails. It had to have been. That's so look, there's a new one right there. Making a new one right there. Yeah, I've caught 100 of them a day at that. 100 of them a day at that, on some days, like all day, every day. And I can assure you, they never turn into clouds. At least not the ones that I'm seeing. They don't turn into clouds. They don't seem to be controlling the weather. If they're trying to make it rain, they're not doing a very good job of it. Or like change the weather, they're not doing a good, or it takes forever. And to me, that just, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. So, but then everybody started saying, well, it's got to be this thing. It's got to be that Harp thing. But that guy doesn't seem to mind it. You think? That guy doesn't seem to mind. And that's the Harp. Hey guys. Yeah, y'all need to get away from there. It's dangerous. Yeah, they can control the weather and make you think things and like kill you, and yeah, you don't want to be that close to them. You don't want to be that. Somebody needs to tell them. Hey, can somebody tell them? So apparently it does something like that. But y'all need to get away from that. Yeah, highly electrical. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. This is an interesting picture though, and I'll go in on something about this later. But that is the aurora borealis. That would make sense, and I'd like to talk about that later. But okay, so we got chemtrails, and then we got Harp out of the way. But then everybody started saying it had to have been, that, and they stopped flying planes, because of the corona thing, right? But like I said, that guy don't seem to mind. That guy don't seem to mind at all. Nah, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Then they started saying it had to have been 5G. It's gotta be 5G. It's gotta be 5G. Because then they stopped saying it was chemtrails. Then they stopped saying it was Harp. And then they started saying it was 5G. It had to have been 5G. Because it's the much easier way. Everybody has it, and there's a tower everywhere. So they scrapped the Harp thing. They got rid of chemtrails. They were like, you know what, guys? We don't need to be chemtrailing anymore. We have it. This is it. Sharks with laser beams. That's right. Sharks with laser beams. So, now you have people saying it's 5G, and everybody says it's 5G. Everybody. Even the old people at the retirement home, they're like, wow, it's that 5G. And I'm like, man, even grandma says it's 5G. And I can't buy that when my grandma is saying 5G, and then that guy's saying 5G, and then she's saying 5G, and then the little girl's saying 5G. I don't see it. I mean, 5G's already kind of been here, you know? And if they were gonna like use all this stuff to kill us, like, you know, I just don't get it, because radiation takes a long time. And I mean, and maybe not, you know, and maybe not. I mean, it depends on what levels, but in all reality, you're already using what they call dirty electricity. That's in your appliances. Yeah, that's the towers, your TV, your cell phone. Dirty electricity is also counted as your microwave, your coffee maker, your lamp, your TV, your fan. Everything emits a kind of dirty electricity. If say we didn't have the internet or like 5G or anything like that, just the electricity alone to power your tube TV, your radio, your infrared, all of this stuff, you're already poisoning yourself with radiation anyways. Your Bluetooth, the controllers for your video games are poisonous. The headphones that are wireless are poisonous. Yeah, all that Bluetooth stuff is very high in radiation. It even says on the booklets, if you ever buy a pair of headphones that are Bluetooth, or when you get your controller for a video game system, it tells you on the booklet that it is known to give you cancer, and that if it is ever faulty, to not use it or to return it, because this could be dangerous. Okay? Bluetooth, yeah, Bluetooth. You can get one of those little EMF readers, an app, and you can put it up to your controller and it'll read it. You can go to your TV and go to where the infrared is and it'll read it. The plasma alone in your flat screen is emitting so much radiation. Like, dude, go feel your TV. Go to your TV. Feel how hot it is. Mess around with the settings and it'll say back screen light. You know what that is? You should definitely look into that, because that makes the TV super hot. We used to use that for heat in the winter because we had a big screen TV, right? Well, when you turn up the brightness and the backlight, it got super warm, like hot. Yeah, but nothing ever happened to TV. It's perfectly fine. It just always was hot, hot, hot. And so during the summer, this kind of sucked because Texas heat gets pretty bad. And when you have a big screen TV like that and it's emitting that much heat and light, yeah, you really don't want it. You know, you're like, oh man, and yeah, you know, you're gonna have a high AC bill. I know that. But yeah, everything emits some kind of radiation. Okay, they call it dirty electricity. Okay, and even if, say, it were radiation and they were poisoning us, or like too much radiation was going, you know how long that would take for you? I mean, you could die from cancer in 10 years. You could have cancer for, like, I don't know, 5 years. Like, that doesn't really solve the problem if they plan on killing us or like anything like that, right? So I would think that, especially if you plan on having this happen a lot, um, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, how are you planning on using the internet and like having all this electricity, and how do they plan on poisoning us if this is always happening? I mean, everywhere. East Coast, West Coast, South, the North, over in Minneapolis, Minnesota, you name it. Everywhere. Everywhere. High winds, in the South, over there by the beach. Yeah. Florida had tornadoes. Kansas City. I mean, they plan on having the power out a lot, then that's not really going to work. I mean, do you think? I mean, it's going to take a little bit extra longer time if the power's always out. Can't use the internet, nothing, right? The internet needs electricity, I believe. I mean, I don't know. So, I just don't buy that either, I just don't buy it. I mean, Need I say more? Need I say more? I mean, across the board, everywhere. Look, 10 days of power outages. Oh no, and then California, they just shut the power off. You know what I'm saying? No, y'all can't have none. Y'all can't have lights. Y'all can't have internet. Y'all can't have nothing. No, because of high winds, remember? Yeah, no. And I can tell you this much, if that's the case and radiation is going to kill us, I can tell you that this would probably reach us before the radiation does. And I'm talking ice age, crops dead, cattle dead. The more smoke that goes up in the air, the colder it gets. This is how we had an ice age when dinosaurs were around. If if we can remember that, if we can remember that, so yeah, that guy right there, that's him, the guy from the ice age. Yeah, that's what that movie, like, remember Littlefoot? Mm-hmm. The whole time I remember when I was young and I watched The Land Before Time. I never got into like part 10, but I did watch the original, the first one, as a child. I never got into part 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. But yeah, every movie they made pretty much had to do with like lava. He got stuck and like the tar, all that stuff, right? But all in all, it was like there was volcanoes, there was lava, right? And then you have an ice age. That's what happened. Well, apparently. So, I think with that comes starvation. And I hate to say it, man, but if the world, when the world does go to shit and the lights go out and the power goes out, you're not going to have to worry about radiation. Yeah, you're going to have to worry about eating. How are you going to spend money? What's the system going to be like? How long is it going to take? Yeah, because I can tell you this much, man. When they say 9 meals away from a blah, 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 that's true. That is true. Yeah, maybe you could stick it out a month eating the butter and, some peanut butter and, living off of Reese's Pieces and, you know, because we're American. These guys don't have that chance. But, they kind of know what that world's like. And judging from these pictures, like, even people that know how to hunt and run around don't do too good. Disease, because the water stops running too. So, what is it, 3 days without water? And like I said, if the world goes to shit, I give people, it's a harsh reality, I know, but I give people 2 weeks and they're done. Right now, if it was to go down right now, 2 weeks, if that, a week. That's if the mobs don't kill you. That's if the gangs don't get you. That's if you don't break a leg, get shot, stabbed, all kinds of shit. That's going to kill you first. Medicine, heart problems, asthma, diabetes, you name it. That'll kill you first before any of that. This will kill you first before any of that. And who's to say we're not to go to war? That'll kill you too. Nuclear war. Yeah, if that's the radiation you mean too, that'll kill you too. Lots of it. That's right. Yeah, war, sons, daughters, uncles, cousins, you name it. And that's if the mobs don't get you here when they say this civil war ever pops off. But, I don't think there ever be no civil war. Nope, not one. You will notice that Americans gleefully throw themselves into the fire as to where other places in other countries, they're trying to do a damn thing about it. Here, people just gleefully throw themselves into it. Why not? You know why? Because most people don't know any other way. There is no other way. That's all they know. They don't even know what to do. I bet most of these kids out there think that all this produce that comes to the grocery store just grows there. No, you didn't have to wait for the cows to get older. No, you didn't have to wait for them to produce milk. And I'll tell you what, my dad planted a fig tree. Okay. It took 10 years for it to finally produce. You can plant something right now, and it won't take but another 2 or 3 years for it to finally produce. It might be a little bigger next year, but it doesn't mean it's going to be ready for harvest. And if there's so much radiation, why would people want to desolate the land? They plan on still living here, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they just like kill everything, that radiation stuff sticks around for quite some time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, real high levels of radiation. Yeah, if you do little spurts to where, say, you want to depopulate people, yeah, you could probably get away with that. But every time you spurt, you're killing the birds, the bees, the bears, the bows, the bangles, you're killing everything. What are you going to do? There's nothing left. Why would you want to come out to this anyways? There wouldn't be nothing left. All the fish are dead. All the water's poisonous. Yeah. I just don't buy it, man. And again, you got 5G now. Everybody's like, oh, it's 5G. It's going to be 5G. Maybe. Maybe to a certain extent. But I just don't see it. If anything, somebody needs to tell the sun to stop putting off all those cosmic rays and radiation, because they are powerful and they're killing our power, changing our world, and killing our planet. Just saying.